Welcome you guys back to February Full of Love. This is your girl Alicia, aka Enough to Believe in. And yeah, this is February Full of Love. Today is February 1st. And yeah, I'm actually late to the game because I said that I was intentionally, if you listen to my podcast, I was intentionally planning on recording prior to February 1st. But this is actually my first ever recording in a while. I actually do have possibly footage from my last few concerts and from a roller coaster experience, or rather a fair carnival. Um, Anywho's, it's February 1st, Thursday at 7:24 a.m. I am actually getting ready for bed. I just took a shower and yes, I'm getting ready for bed, but I have my eyes in because I am, first and foremost, your favorite blue-eyed, green-eyed. Is that blue? I don't know. And green, black girl. Your favorite blue-eyed, green-eyed, black girl. 저는 일리십니다. And I'm sorry for the shakiness. I came up with ideas and processes, but did not execute them all because I've been very lazy in this winterous season, and also, of course, because of all of the other psychological things and actual events that have happened in my life recently. Anywho's, we're getting ready for bed, so we're gonna put on technically 4-step skincare routine because we have skipped out on 5 on whatever step we've skipped out on. Technically, no, we didn't because we washed our face. Washing our face is a part of the skincare routine. So, anywho's, I actually went to go take a shower, and scrub my scalp. But prior to that, I was messaging group chat, a message that I would usually send to, or rather, a monologue that I usually send to my podcast. And as I was about to click record on my podcast, I realized that this is February Full of Love, and we're supposed to start February Full of Love with vlogs or videos or whatever sequence of events that we had promised that we're going to do through our YouTube. So basically something visual through our YouTube. And so we are here with a, not necessarily get ready with me, but just like podcast via in real life, I don't know, like recorded podcast with actual visuals. So anywho's, so I was ranting. My monologue rant in the group chat was basically, this being 2024, means that it has been a year and a few months since I was in Korea. And I was in Korea with the idea of going to a school for 3 weeks to learn Korean. I came back from that experience with only a slight sense of more confidence and basically what I already knew. I felt somewhat played and scammed because I paid a lot of money. And basically what I told group chat is what I'm going to tell you is I paid a lot of money, so much money, to just basically get a little bit more confidence and a textbook. An adventure and a textbook. I said an adventure because we did do some adventuring, but basically I paid for that too. So aside from the education that I was supposed to get from the school, the institution, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, I feel scammed by that, but I realize I've spent more money than that in the last year, well, more money along with that in my journey to Korean education over the last year, where I was on a app that I had been subscribed to for years. I wasn't really active on it in these years, but I added a paid upgrade in the hopes that I was going to have a tutor slash teacher that was basically gonna make me more accountable, or make me feel more accountable for I need to be more accountable for the education or the pool that I was going to do and give on the app. And I didn't get that. Again, I paid a lot of money to not get what I thought I was going to get. again, I guess I needed to read the reviews, because me and my sister were just recently talking about reading the reviews on certain things before you pay for them, so that you actually know that it's not a scam. Whereas I didn't read the reviews for that. And the thing that I did pay for that was a scam, that I had to find out through my credit card, that I was going to get money back because of my credit card insurances and stuff, was a social media network had these ads on it, and I thought that I was paying for and buying shoes at a great deal, like these Lolita and Gothic boots and tennis shoes, platforms and such. I thought I was I'm getting my fingernail polish off the aggressive slash lazy way, by just really peeling it off, because mine, look at, if you can tell, I don't know if you can, but mine polish usually pops off really easily. Like, it chips very fast and it pops off really easily. I was lucky enough to have this on, and it lasted for 4 days, 5 days. My polishes don't last that long, and I actually was very, very meticulous when putting this one on. I was at work when I was putting it on, but I had a nice quiet hour to myself, and I had basically done everything I needed to do with my hands prior to, so that I wouldn't have to touch or move my hands while letting my fingernail polish dry. And I had no dents, I had no creases, I had no pushed polish at all, and it lasted me a good bit of time. Part of me wants to look up or look forward enough so that you guys can see my lips, in case you were trying to read my lips as well as understand what I'm saying during this recording. But another part of me is like, yeah, I want to get stuff done. But anywho's so I've been frustrated, and I just saw another ad for another app saying that it can do what all these other apps have promised me that they could do, help me learn Korean. But also, like, I know where I'm not motivated, and I know that I don't hold myself accountable for the most part, and I don't have anyone necessarily, or I didn't have anyone necessarily to talk to about making myself accountable, until I got back onto Hello Talk recently. Yes, I feel like I can mention them, but not for sponsored reasons or for branding reasons. I'm not mentioning them in a bad way, so we're good. But yes, I've gotten back on Hello Talk, where I have made several friends. In fact, one of my friends has made a trip to America, and I got to show him around my city. I went to Korea and met another friend, and he showed me around and gave us a great first day experience in Korea. So I will always give kudos to the language exchange app that is Hello Talk. As long as you're in it for the right reasons. Like, unfortunately, on there, I do have to put in my bio, and several people have put in their bio, that we're just friends. We're looking for friends. We're not looking for relationships. It's just for fun, and hopefully encouraging each other to improve on our language studies, basically. And I recently got a friend, an English-speaking friend, that is also American, or lives in America, and she's trying to make me accountable, and I'm trying to make her accountable, and I just need more of that. And I've been saying that, and I've been trying to make other communities of that. However, everyone else falls flat, so it's not just me, and we're not motivated or not encouraged or can't find the right resources, or we just can entirely leave the country and do it on our own other ways, or stop learning the language and stop being interested in it. But this app that I saw earlier, it basically says that it'll keep you motivated, because it'll be on topics that you want to learn, and topics that and like sentences that you can make on the topics that you want to learn. Because I was, not all this time, but I am a very big fan of Korean entertainment, K-pop, more or less. No, not more or less, more so on the K-pop standing part. And Hello Talk is not necessarily the place where K-pop fans are. And if they are K-pop fans, they are English-speaking K-pop fans, not necessarily Korean K-pop fans, or fans of K-pop that speak more Korean than I do, so that they can encourage me to say or make statements or even post on their little posting boards their moments where they can post daily stuff or whatever, a sentence about Korean K-pop things, like, topics that I'm interested in. But this app that I just saw was first of all, very intriguing. It had one of my K-pop boys, and it's like the little ad page said him teaching you Korean. So like he's giving you a statement or a phrase or whatever in Korean for you to learn. Like I would like that. Also, like I want phrases like "you're my bias," "who's your bias." Basically not only talking to K-pop stars, but also talking to K-pop fans as well. Like, what sentences can I make to communicate with them? Not only about your biases, but like, what did you think about this song? What did you think about this, that, and the other? Did you like basically a community of K-pop fans that want to speak and are trying to speak the language, are learning the language, is what I really want. And it's basically was trying to like the ploy, like the thing that was actually making it more alluring is that aspect of it, like a topic that I'm really interested in. However, like I said earlier, I spent so much money on learning Korean thus far, and I have not gotten past the level I am at for the last... I've been into K-pop for 8 years now. And I feel like I've been at the same level for the last 4 years, if not more than 4 years. Yeah. I'm looking for more progress, more. Like I said, I only gained really confidence when I went out to Korea for 3 weeks, thinking I was gonna learn more of the language, level up. I thought I was gonna level up. Apparently 3 weeks was not enough, but also the money I spent on it could have been spent on a personal tutor at my home, if not more. A personal tutor at my home for months. I want to say months, if not, yes, months. Or lessons via online for years, honestly. I spent way too much money thinking that I was going to get an experience that I did not get. And if they would like a review from me, they will get one. So yeah, I'm in debate on, I'm interested in the app, and I've actually downloaded it. I haven't opened it yet, and I'm like, I hope I don't have to pay money for it. I honestly said as well that I should just get back onto my Rosetta Stone, which I still have. It's a lifetime subscription to that, and actually get on it and actually work on it. But time and time again, I don't do it often, and I go into a pattern and then I stop because I get intimidated by it. Rosetta Stone is very intimidating for me. Like all the other apps that I've had, they just don't motivate me. Whereas this intimidates me. It really puts your mistakes right in front of you, which is good because like you're actually learning and listening, and you're not textbook learning. It's literally like a back and forth speech reading type stuff, but it's a practice. It's a listen. You're using your listening skills, and you're also using your speaking skills. Like it's asking that from you, and sometimes I fear using my speaking skills, and I definitely need to improve my listening skills. At one point while I was in Korea last year and a half, October 2022, November 2022, I felt like my listening skills were somewhat improving, but honestly, it was just my confidence to use context clues, using context clues. Honestly, I've taken off my nails, but I'm not gonna do my nails. I don't think I want to do my nails yet. I think I want to do my. If I do my hair, I have to wash my hands. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we've decided that we're gonna do our nails, because if we do our hair, we're gonna definitely have to what are we gonna have to do? Wash our hands afterwards. You know, the whole system, the whole, I am missing you. I need to find you. I think you're over here. It's February full of love, so we're definitely doing a purple. This is called Queen's Curse. So we're pulling that one out of the colors options, as well as possibly lavender. We don't know. Lavender might be a part of it, but I also feel like it needs more love than what I'm giving it right now. We'll see. This combination might be a thing. It could be a thing. We're in debate on that. Of course, we've prepped our nails. Our nails are prepped as much as possible. And hopefully I don't have to focus that much on them while I'm talking to you guys. I apologize for looking so inappropriate. And shaking the camera. Let's not do that often. Thank you. So we just talked about language learning, apps, how much money I've spent so far, how much I did not tell you, or I didn't say in that segment. This is how my podcast goes. I stop, pause, or I basically end the part of the segment and go to another topic in a different bracket. But so this part I want to I didn't discuss in the last one. I'm sorry. I want to reflect on the last topic. I didn't say that with all the money I've spent, I definitely can say that I didn't put as much effort in. Like, I expected the money to basically mean that I was putting effort, and I was not. Especially the last few times that I attempted to learn the language, I have been putting in way less of a percentage of effort than my money speaking. I would think that my money, how much money I spent, would motivate me to be more serious about it, because it's money I can't get back, and I literally work for that money so that I can spend it on learning Korean and not actually learning it. Like, I'm actually, like, how often I say that I'm embarrassed by how I cannot communicate with the boys when I see them in concerts. I apparently don't work hard enough to not be embarrassed. Apparently I'm just gonna get used to being embarrassed and always complaining about being embarrassed, which is something I shouldn't be doing. It's, you know, the act of insanity, you know, doing something repeatedly and expecting different results. My social skills suck, but it also doesn't help that I'm not trying to breach or destroy the language barrier. Like, if I were to be able to actually be at least awkwardly introverted in Korean, would be so much better than just flubbing it, period. Like, it would be less embarrassing. So I guess me telling you guys this right now is gonna put some more into me to put more effort towards it. February full of love. Need to explain that to you. That's what we're going through right now. Explaining February full of love. February full of love, in the past, I mentally established it as me giving you guys love and or showing you my life and such, basically, or basically showing my experiences and my love through vlogs and video concepts and such, basically giving y'all content throughout the month of February as if it is like Vlogmas or something like that. But now I understand for myself, honestly, that February full of love is full of love for me. I need to love me more. I need to be more attentive to me. I need to give myself more encouragement, more love. Like, honestly, 2023 was very rough. If you listen to my podcast, you would know, but I might as well just tell you here. as of, let's cut to the chase. I was going to say start from January, but as of August 26, 2023, my mother passed away. Prior to that, she was let's say it this way. August 26, 2023, my mother passed away because of brain cancer. A brain tumor. I don't want to call it cancer. I never want to call it cancer. I hate it here. And prior to that, January of 2023, she seemed off. My brother, my sister noticed. They said, let's get that checked. All test results came back. She's fine. They thought it was a stroke. They thought something was just not right. She's not acting right. Later on, she's not driving like she used to. She's kind of off, almost hitting cars, swerving type stuff. It doesn't seem like she's seeing stuff as well as she should. It's like she's not really completely aware, but she seems like herself, but she doesn't seem like herself. February, we had issues. February, March, had issues walking, getting from her room to the bathroom. Being able to use her hands. She kept saying stuff like, it's not working. I need help, and help me go to the bathroom. I need to go, type stuff. And we were taking her to rehab so that she can fix these muscles that seem to have been just off because she's got arthritis, or she's just not moving enough as she used to, so she needs to move around more and get active, and hopefully her muscles will recuperate and be back with her, because she's been retired for almost 3 years, so maybe that's the reason why she's going through these things. And April, she got worse, and we're carrying her, and we have to quit rehab because nothing's improving. Go see doctors before you bring her back here. Again, so many test results coming back saying that she's fine. She's all right. There's nothing in the test, like she's healthy. Through all these tests, go see a neurologist, see something about her brain. Oh, you can't get somebody until September. You can't see a specialist until September. By June. No. May? Crap, the timeline's getting so skewed. You guys can listen to the timeline better, possibly, through my podcast. Anywho's, take her to the hospital. No. Yeah, we take her to the emergency room because no one's helping. Nothing's getting fixed. How can you say that nothing's wrong with her when we have to carry her to the bathroom? When sometimes her muscles in her body works and sometimes they don't. A lot of times they don't. Like, how can you say that? Like, none of that added up. None of that made sense. And we can't see a neurologist until September. Go to the hospital. I stay overnight with her at the hospital. We talk because she's able to communicate. We're able to. I inform her what's going on, how long it's going to take, what's been happening, or I inform them, the hospital itself, what's been happening, in all of her medical records thus far. They take her to go get x-rays, to see things. They still don't really see things. They have to keep her so that they can do tests. We stay at the hospital for 2 weeks before they say that they can't get the actual neuro team in on her because it's an emergency hospital, so emergency cases come first. So we transferred to another hospital. I request family medical leave because she can't do this by herself, and no one else can be with her as attentively. I need to be off. I need to be with her. It's just ridiculous not have be with the person that raised you as so dedicatedly as she did. So June, July, I am with her at the hospitals majority of the time, which is rough, you guys. I don't recommend it, but I don't want to tell you not to do it because you can and possibly will regret it. Not being with your loved ones during the time that they need you the most. Need a familiar face with them at all times. Like, it kind of sucks being in a hospital where people don't really, they're just doing their job. It's their job, so they're just doing their job. And dang, I didn't really want February Full of Love day one to be about me crying, but here I am. So June, July, I'm with her. We're at the hospitals. One hospital now because we've transferred from one to the other. She's gotten a craniotomy, whatever it's called, to actually take something out of her brain, or actually invasive surgeries to see what's in her brain, to see if it's actually something in her brain. They did the x-rays. They did see that there was something there. They don't know what type of something it is, so they don't want to be actually active with it unless they know exactly what it is. Mid-July, end of July, no, literally the day before my father's birthday. So my father's birthday is July 24th. Technically a little bit before that, she stopped taking her medicine. We're actually at a nursing facility, a nursing home, a whatever you want to call it, retirement home, because basically she can't stay at the hospital anymore, and if she doesn't want to do any more surgeries, because she didn't want to do any more surgeries. No, I'm sorry. No. We're at the nursing home thinking that we're going through another rehab to improve her situation so that we can bring her back home so that she can be stronger and be able to walk and do more at home, because she was actually able to communicate, but she went from a fluctuation of not being able to communicate while at the hospital to being able to communicate again after they started giving her a steroid that helped shrink whatever this being is, the substance that is in her head, in her brain. Let's be more specific, because people might think that I'm saying in her head, meaning that it's like psychological. It's not. It's actually a physical thing that was in her brain. So, the steroid shrinks it. Apparently that helped her with her mobility, with her communications, because at a point, like I said, she was not able to communicate well enough vocally what she wanted from us, what she wanted to do, how she was feeling. There was a point where she was not like that. This is now 13 minutes of me talking about this. She was getting better to an extent at the hospital, so we thought that possibly going to the rehab center would make her even, like, since it's focused on physical improvement, we thought that, like, going to the rehab center prior to going to the hospitals, she would get better enough, well enough to get back home, and we can deal with how we live from there. They stopped giving her medicine at the retirement home, and I'm there. I'm seeing her taking certain medicines, but not the steroid that help with the shrinking of the tumor in her brain. And so she's slowly but surely going back to the states of not being able to communicate, not being able to move as much as she wants to. And then seizures, because not only was she refused to take any other medicines. She was not taking the medicine that she needed because they stopped giving it to her, and then she refused the rest of the other medicines, and one of those medicines was a seizure medicine. And so she started having seizures, or small seizuring looking sequences that showed up a lot more around July 24th, which was Monday or Sunday or Monday. I called hospitals and such, whatever was Monday, asking them why they took her off the medicine that she needed, why is she no longer on that medicine, why is it not communicated to this retirement home that she needs this medicine and needs to take it daily, and like not only daily but 3 times a day or whatever. Yeah, we're giving it to her, but now you're not. You only gave it to her for a week, and now you're deciding that the second week she doesn't need it. Like, why is that? They couldn't give me actually, I wanted to ask these questions to them, but apparently you have to go through a third party to get in touch with a doctor, because her doctor is not an in-house doctor to be able to communicate with on a regular basis or on need basis, which is ridiculous. So I took her literally right down the street to the hospital, because this is stupid. Because if you're not going to give her the medicine, you can't give her the medicine, and she's not able to eat, not able to communicate at this moment. We just need to take her to the hospital. She's going through moments of not being able to keep control of her body, and that's stupid. I'm sorry for using the word stupid so much, but it's just so frustrating. It's a frustrating moment. It's a bit frustrating time for me. We go to the emergency hospital, and those people are darling. Those people are amazing. That's actually where she got the invasive surgery to get the chunk out of her brain. My timeline has gotten so blurred, because honestly, it took the third hospital for her to actually get actual actions done, and she hated it. And she was able to communicate that she hated it. She doesn't want to do it ever again. And she hurts, and she's not saying that she hurts, and little by little, all these things, August 26th, she's no longer with us. So I went back to work in August. Yes, I went back to work in August at a place that I hate, still hate. But now I'm employee of the month. I made employee of the month November, December, one of those months or whatever. So there's that. And yeah, so I have those things going on in the back of my head all the time, and I really need to focus on myself. And February Full of Love is going to definitely be about me. It's definitely going to be about me. Loving me, encouraging me, focusing on me. And again, it's not in a selfish way. It's in a, Alicia can do better. Alicia should be enough to believe in. She's been saying these things for years now. Hashtagging enough to believe in. And she needs to be, and she wants to be, and she's gonna be enough to believe in. And I just told my sister yesterday, I was like, I have been hashtagging make Appa proud, which means make dad proud. Since he passed away 7 years ago. And there were tiny moments, tiny but big, if that makes sense to you, moments where I felt and I did make him proud. Like, Alicia went from a trainee to a rookie, and the state of mind of she went to Korea for the first time, traveled out and did something. She's gotten a hobby of K-pop, where she goes to concerts, travels a lot to do that, basically finds her joy in life. So she's bulked up in her rookie years, and made Appa proud in the little things. But now she somewhat hates herself a little bit more. She's kind of frustrated, but not actually willing to push herself out of her boundaries, even though this comfort zone is not even that comfortable. She's like, it's just a paycheck that will get her to her happiness, and her happiness is K-pop. So buying constant quick moments of happiness, because they don't last that long. Of course, she has the memories of the joy, but she doesn't linger on to the joy. She doesn't clutch onto the joy as much as she could. And it's frustrating. And it's like, that's why February has to be more for her. A lot of things have been going on in this household. It's only the three of us now. It started off as five, or yeah, basically it was five of us for 20 plus years in this house, and now it's just three grown adults that actually don't want to live with each other, that are all horrible roommates to each other. So Alicia's mostly sad, mostly frustrated, mostly cooped up in her room where it's nice and safe, or it's supposed to be safe, and just in her room, and moves to go to work, be at work, and then back home. It's just the same constant pattern until there's a concert, and then she's off to the concert, and then she has to come back and do the same constant pattern, which brings her no joy, brings her no fulfillment. It's just duties and regulations and the norm. And February Full of Love has to be about her. It has to be, because I don't know if her mentality can handle much more. It's I don't think so. But anywho's, yeah, I've been working on these nails for quite a moment now. Not really fully paying attention to them, but kind of just really just here. I'll come back in a moment. Yeah, so I don't know how I'm gonna edit the freak out of this thing. I really don't. But you know, trial and error. We're gonna figure it out. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Almost freaked out. Thought I lost my glass file. Anywho's, I think we're gonna work with both of these purples, because February is for purple. As you can see between the posters and map, there's purple, and I am wearing purple, and purple's my favorite color if you didn't get it. Just because I have blue eye and a green eye doesn't mean that it's either of them are my favorite color. In fact, neither of them are my top 3. I want to say top 5 favorite colors. I am so crooked now. I'm just not realizing. Okay, better-ish. You guys see too much in my room, honestly. But anywho's, what I was gonna say in this part of the segment, it's now 2024. It's now been a full month of 2024, and I actually kind of don't like where we're going with this. I said before 2024 started, aka like somewhere end of December, that 24 is going to be a good year for me. It's going to be an amazing year. It's going to be, but apparently January was not a part of that. And then I started seeing more and more memes and like pictures, posters, hashtags and stuff like that via social media, basically saying January was a dry run. Let's try again for the rest of the year. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I agree. January don't count. We're gonna start the year off in February, basically. I even went even further and said, you know what? We're on our Lunar New Year kick right now. We're gonna start our year off by Lunar New Year. And January was so off for me. Like, first of all, I did not have my cabbage because there was no one here to make it for me, and I didn't buy it from anyone. I didn't get it from anyone, so I didn't have my cabbage. If you don't know, cabbage is cabbage, black-eyed peas, and is it pork or is it meat of some sort? I think those 3 things are to be eaten in the new year to basically make your year prosperous, whereas cabbage is one of the things that's supposed to signify good fortune, money throughout your year. And the last few years I've been eating it and basically getting just that, more money in my new year. Not necessarily because of a raise. I mean, yeah, it's something with the job, but not all. It's also like it's more like a promotion or a transfer of some sort, usually. And backstory on that, I didn't like cabbage before a few years ago. I hated the smell of it, and thus I thought the smell of it would entail the taste of it, because my mom used to make it every year for New Year's, and other people in our family and places I've gone would make it and eat it. And I think we even had it at our cafeteria at my old job, and it always smelled bad prior to me liking it. And I think it still smells bad now. I can't recall because it's been so long since I've actually smelled people making cabbage, because now I work overnight. I've worked overnight for almost 3 years now. I'm not around with other people. I'm not in a cafeteria at a job place where the cafeteria is still active and stuff like that. And the department I work in overnight, we don't have cabbage on the menu, so I don't smell it at all anymore. So I don't know if it smells as bad as I remember it smelling, because everything's changing in the world these days. Everything's changing. Nothing's like even made the same anymore. Like everything's made by scientists at this point. But I am not putting on the color first. Let me put on my base coat. But so because I didn't start off my year traditionally, I feel like my January really sucked, even though I feel in my bones that 24 is going to be good, even though I've lost basically the last stable person in my life. The last person of consistency and reliability. The last person I could rely on, basically. My mom, a parent. I lost a reliable source of a parent. Like, it's crazy how unconditional her love, both my parents, unconditional both my parents' love was for me, is for me. They still love me. And how reliable they could be, because when I called and I needed help, they would always be there for me. And it's crazy. I don't have that anymore. I, of course, even when they were alive or on this planet, was independent. I didn't feel like I needed to call or beg or ask for help for much of anything. And when I did, I needed it. Like, I tried my hardest to rely on myself, because that's basically what they taught me. That I can rely on myself. I can do for myself. I don't need to be a baby about things. If it's not necessary for them to do it, they shouldn't have to. And that's how my mind state was. But yet when I needed help, when I needed a rescue, they would be there. And so I've lost the last person that would do that for me. And so now 2024, it's very confusing, but I feel like all of my guardian angels, because I've collected so many over the years, all of them are looking out for me. They got me. It's just that January was very rough. But then again, some of their birthdays was in January, so I guess I'll let that slide. And also, like I said, because I have my traditions and how I like to do tradition, I used to rag on people that did not continue my traditions with me. Yeah, it's fine. Of course, it's fine. I will survive. Like I said, January don't count. We're doing things differently in February. Speaking of, since the pandemic, it was okay. During the pandemic, it was rough for concerts for me. But now, after like 2022, we did a few concerts. 2023, we did a lot more. Basically, trying to get back to our almost what could have been of 2020 and what was of 2019. We're slowly getting back to that. However, again, with that whole January kind of sucked for me notion. The concert that I was really looking forward to, that was like, I think, announced in December, got canceled in January. So and it was for February. I am slash was looking forward to both concerts that I'm planning on going to, but one of those said concerts did get canceled. And I'm still looking forward to the other one. It's just that it kind of hurts because I was kind of really looking forward to going to said concert. Really looking forward to it. Like, I was like, I'm gonna dye my hair red. The last concert I went to, I dyed my hair blue, and that's why my hair is blonde at this time. It's technically not the reason why my hair is blonde at this time. I wish my hair would have naturally, gradually faded to blonde, but no, because it's the rules and against regulations, Alicia had to go back, or rather, try to go back to a natural hair color faster than she needed to, because one time, one night, a executive saw me with my blue hair. And this is after I became employee of the month, you guys. That's cray. But like the also, there's an omen with becoming employee of the month, especially in my department. Those people, or rather in that food and beverage department, those people usually leave. They have not stayed. They're usually gone a little bit after said congratulatory moments. So my time is almost over. However, now we're in February, so that means that I still want to do certain things for my birthday. Now that I'm employee of the month, I have credit to go to one of the restaurants for my birthday, and so I will be there after the holidays. There's a holiday, if you don't know, in my city called Mardi Gras, and that's happening right now. It has started. It's now February 1st, so it's definitely started. So we are in Mardi Gras festival season at this moment. And what am I going to do, y'all? I don't know. Am I going back and forth? I think I just want to do the darker purple for now, and we'll go in the lighter purple later. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to go with this one. So we're in that holiday season right now. I said I was going to stay. I basically requested only off literally the date of the big day and so forth after, because of the concerts. So basically Valentine's Day onward, that week was supposed to be me going to 2 concerts. However, now that one of the concerts is canceled, it's just me going to 1 concert. And now I'm debating on if I cancel my second reservation and move my flight earlier so that I can leave and come back here. Do I want to do that? I kind of actually should make it more of a me thing. I've been debating on it all this week because like it really hit me hard that a certain someone canceled this, but it makes sense because I always want them to worry about their health. Their health is more important than me enjoying this concert. But like I was literally just telling Omni in text message, because she's not keeping up with the group chat. I was like, he could have been in a chair the entire concert and I would have been fine with it. He didn't, and he could have canceled the one-on-one photo op and I would have been fine with it. I just wanted that concert to happen because I'm so excited about it. Like, he could have had his dance, like we would be paying attention to. Most of us are paying attention to the dancers anyway. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, sir. We would because he's caught several people recording the dancers over recording him at the concerts, and that's hilarious. But that it's more hilarious that he called them out for it on stage. But he could have just sat down and we would have been cool. Everybody would have been cool. We would have enjoyed ourselves. Everyone, like, the concert looks so great. It looks amazing, and like, he put so much dedication to it. Tell me he wanted to perform a new song for us. I don't care. You don't have to perform it. You could sing it from your chair. We would have been good. As long as it was happening. Gave us, I mean, a month, not even a month. Was it a month? A month, 3 weeks, whatever. Warning is cool, I guess. But the way hotels and flights be working these days kind of sucks. I also put a lot of eggs in one basket, not all of them, but a lot of eggs in one basket, and it's effort to cancel / reschedule stuff. on my end. Sure, we got that refund back real fast, but kind of heartbroken because like my mind and my body was ready for that concert specifically. Um, Even though I paid for the other concert first, and scheduled stuff along for that concert, requested those days off specifically for that concert. It's fine now though. It's not until I actually finish what I'm doing for it, but it's fine nonetheless. What else we want to say? So we have concerts coming up. We have a lot of announcements for other concerts coming up. But regardless of that, well, no, because I did say based on the ideas and the scopes of trying to make things like they were in 2019, 2020. 2019, I did a lot of crap. I am shocked by how much crap I did in 2019. I don't think I had a good start of year with concerts, but I definitely ended the year with so many concerts. No, yeah, basically. And then in between all of that, I went to Korea, came back, South Korea, obviously, Seoul, South Korea. Came back, went to another concert, which I almost missed because I missed my flight in Korea, but we're not going to worry about that. We've told you guys this before, I'm pretty sure. If not here, on my podcast, listen to the podcast. Definitely on the podcast, because I did it with with J only, aka J only, hashtag aka J only. Either the podcast or on Coca Culture channel. So yeah, I've definitely told you about missing our flights to home, but and I started off 2000. Okay, and so I went to several concerts. I want to say a few concerts at the beginning of 2019. Then I went to Korea, did more concerts, went to KCON. All these things are extra money. Like, there's so much money that went into these things. I was like, how did I have this much money in 2019? Like, I can't fathom how much money I had in 2019 to be able to do everything I did. And not only do that, but actually start off to 2020 with more concerts. Because I went to 3 concerts and went back to Atlanta twice for Mott's fan meets. And I didn't even know them boys like talking about it, but I fell hard. How did I fall hard for them? I don't know, but I fell super hard for them. And yeah, so I like 2019 and the beginning of 2020, like literally the first few months of 2020 were so spectacular. I thought that it was it for me. I didn't actually put into the world that those were the years for me, but it seemed like it was saying it itself that those years were going to be pretty amazing. Then, of course, the pandemic happened and it got real quiet. And we just, sat in our house and sat in our rooms and watched online concerts. Actually, part of that was also watching DVDs, because that VIX concert that happened years and years prior to 2020, I'm pretty sure. I want to watch it again now, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I watched it on this, didn't I? How did I watch it on there? Did I watch it on there? I had to have watched. No, I watched it on the TV in the front. I can't remember. Either way, I was looking at my desktop computer and referring to it. I think I did watch it on there. I think it has a CD-ROM player on it, DVD player, technically, whatever. On it, I think it does. I can't recall at this moment. But anywho, I definitely watched VIX do their thing on DVD while the pandemic was happening. And that was amazing. And I wish I could have shared it with people, but I sure the heck enjoyed it. I think ATEEZ is the second of 2 VIX ATEEZ concerts I have on DVD. And I don't think I ever watched that. I should, because I don't see another ATEEZ concert in my future. Kind of want to, after seeing what they did for their Korea concert, which was, fam, it looked legit. But yeah, my concerts, I don't have any future concerts after the next one, which is MCND. I was supposed to see MCND and Bam Bam in Dallas. Bam Bam obviously got canceled. That's who I was referring to in this poster behind me. Um, but Oni is talking to me about seeing Just Be. I think it's Just Be. I keep getting Just Be and Must Be confused. One of those groups have disbanded since prior to this upcoming concert being announced. But I still won't remember which one it is. But also, like it's giving a little bit of 2019 because Oni has said F it, we're going to Korea. I've been saying F it, we're going to Korea 2024 regardless, but I still keep saying I want to go with somebody, aka J Oni, is a teacher at this moment. So her timing and her spacing out is off and weird, and I don't want to go in the summer to Korea. I am trying my hardest to avoid that. I don't want the hot, I don't want the sticky, I don't want the wet. I'm also avoiding rainy season there as well. I would like to have gone this spring, but because of my financial situation given to me by being with mother all the time in the hospital and such, my financial situation is she gotta work for it. She can't go in the spring. So it's autumn it is. And Oni has set us up so that we will have a travel guide, a tour guide, and a team behind us on my next trip to Korea. So we are going, me and Deb Oni, K-pop mom. I think I've referred to her as K-pop mom on here. If not on here, definitely on the group on the podcast. I'm gonna keep referring to the podcast because the podcast has been my home for the last year or two, because I don't have to make a space presentable enough for it, as well as I don't have to make myself presentable enough for it. Like, I can be doing whatever. I realize now that because I'm doing my nails, I definitely have to wait, and I probably won't be getting to my hair for a long period of time. And I thought I was going to be able to do everything in this video, but that is not the case. That was first coat. I think I definitely need a second coat because this one's very thin. I like the shape of my nails from the filing at this moment. So yeah, this is going to be my first concert of 2024. My last concert was blue-haired Omega X, which again was embarrassing with the whole lacking of speaking Korean, but also being nervous and being awkward. I honestly really blame my nervousness and being awkward because I had things in my head to say to them, and I was just too nervous to say them, or forgot because starstruck right here in my face. Taedong right here in my face when I'm trying to take a picture with him. What do I say? How do I say it? When do I say it? Right? He was the one that I definitely didn't say anything to. Yes. Yes? No. Yes. I can't remember because I didn't do a podcast after. I did record stuff, but it's on my other phone, and my other phone, no, it's on this phone. So I can refer to this phone and come back to you guys on possibly day 2 and tell you what went down with Omega X, because I can't really remember right now. I only had 3 photo opportunities because I was not spending that much money on 11 boys. I could not at the moment. Like I said, my financials are not financialing at this moment, or they weren't. They're getting better now, obviously, but I'm still catching up from that situation. So that was my last concert. January had no concerts. We were supposed to go see 2 in February. Now it's only 1. And I really might just stay out there for the entire week. Even though my financials aren't financing right now, I think that's better than running back here. Yeah, I really think that's better than running back here. I'm telling myself this now. I'm trying to convince myself that you don't need to stress about trying to reschedule crap. It's fine. Continue. Although things in Texas are way too far from each other to have real fun, and everything's expensive. Everything's too far. Everything's expensive, um, and I will be by myself for the second half of that time. But yeah, so we're going to concerts and we're going to Korea. So far, I don't have any other foreseeable concerts. I don't know about Just Being. If Elas comes back and we can do them better, like we did Omega X better, we can do things better. That's another thing I was supposed to tell you guys about, because February Full of Love is starts February 1st. This is February 1st. February 1st is now thus the day Great Guys went from 7 members to... It started off as 9 members, right? Am I wrong? From 9 members to 7 members to now 3 members. February 1st is now 3 members of Great Guys. The other members, most of my bias, well, if you bias half the group, of course, it's always going to be most of your biases, have ended their contracts with the company, as well as are no longer a part of the group Great Guys, which is fine. I'm not really per se sad about that. It's just I'm going to definitely refer a lot to my podcast in February Full of Love, because you have to be there. And I'm sorry you guys aren't there, but you had to be there. I have talked a lot about this app, this messaging system app for idols to communicate with their fans, that I call the very expensive app. I don't recommend it. Don't do it to yourself. But now that most of my boys aren't on it, even if you did do it, I'm pretty sure you're not going to spend as much money because you're not subscribing to them, who were amazing on the app. Great Guys were on it. Well, they still are, technically. The 3 members that are still a part of the company, still a part of Great Guys, they're still on the app. Golden Child is on it, and I've only subscribed to Dayo because he is my bias. That's my bias. That's my brother-in-law right there, but don't say that in front of the rest of the group because I have 2 biases in this group. But like, that's brother-in-law right there. Don't play. That's brother-in-law. There's a lot of solo artists on there as well. And this app also does help you make support them into making what are they called? The banners. That what are they called? It's not a billboard. I can't remember what it's called. But basically, like, if you're celebrating their birthdays, they'll have that plastered in the subways or whatever. For them. They'll give you a opportunity to support. And like, I don't ever really see, unless I'm on like SNS where I'm a part of a group, or I see a random repost. I was gonna say the name, but I mean, technically Twitter's no longer Twitter anymore, so I can call it Twitter, right? You see a repost from somebody saying, we're putting money together to get I'm gonna call it a billboard right now. Billboard of this idol for their birthday. And like, I randomly and rarely ever see those, but this website itself helps you make that for certain people on that website. So I like that about it. Have I ever participated? No, because I already spent all my money on chatting with the boys. Why would I'm sorry, I'm gonna tell them happy birthday here. They don't need to see a bill. I don't have to support a billboard. I'm sorry, I don't have money like that. But when the times and the opportunities happened before, like if I saw it on Twitter and they retweeted something, I would definitely try to support that or spread it along so that other people can support it. But yeah. So Great Guys is now 3 members, and I'm very curious to see how that goes. All of them are technically like the vocals of the group. Technically 2 of them I claim as biases, or a bias in the record. Although I haven't really been looking at Baekhyul that much lately. Like, something just seems off. And I have fallen off of a lot of biases as of lately, and it could and more than definitely is a me thing. I don't know what it is. It's a me thing though. And I just really haven't been really looking at Baekhyul, but then again, I have been, or had been, excuse me, personal messaging, my other bias, the ones that are, I have two technically I claim as biases, and then I had two that I claim as wreckers in the group. And I actually subscribed to everyone at one point, right? I want to say yes, I subscribed to everyone at one point and saw no action from certain people. I think I only did a month of that, or maybe I was their anniversary or something like that. I can't remember when, but I think I subscribed to all of them out of curiosity of how they interact with the chat. And I don't remember getting any attention or a reply from him, Baekhyul. I want to say Dongwi was still in the military at the time. I'm not sure at this moment, but I want to say that he was still in the military time, so I didn't subscribe to him. I found out two people that aren't my biases are a joy to have in chat, so I kept them until the very last day, and I messaged all of them saying that I am happy that I'm a fan of theirs and that they did so well. I'm still proud of them, and I hope that their future brings them so much more joy and that they stay healthy and stay happy. Obviously, if the future brings them so much joy, it's going to be stay happy, whatever. But Hanul, Dawn are the two that aren't on my bias list that I subscribe to, and I'm just so happy that I actually spent the time to actually do that and spent the money to actually communicate with them, because they were really a joy. Like, I knew that I claimed Dawn as bestie prior to subscribing to his messenger, and he definitely felt like bestie, and I only knew Hanul as I want to claim him as a sports buff or a gym rat, but he just had a really good body. But I did say when I started messaging him that he's my coach. He's basically my motivation to get me back in the gym. Like, every time I go in the gym is when I message him at that point, basically. And if I don't message him for a period of time, it's because I stopped going to the gym, basically, and stuff like that. But like, I was happy to have actually interacted with them and saw them in a different perspective. And I think because I was being so catered to by them that I stopped paying too much attention to Baekhyul. Like, I already had too much of I had spread my attention elsewhere. I didn't have to, but like, because I was being catered to by those people, and actually, they were being attentive, I focused on them, and it kind of seems like somewhat of the way DKB could be, technically, but it's not. Like, I technically feel like I paid attention more and more to Hee-chan and Loon than I ever did prior to, because now I talk to them a lot on Bubble, but my biases are still my biases, and they're active enough and they feed me enough regardless of being active on Bubble. Like, or rather being talkative. I'm not gonna say active, they're always active on Bubble, but they're not as talkative or as, like, it feels like it's more in sync with Loon and Hee-chan. Speaking of, Hee-chan's messaging right now. It feels like it's way more in sync with them messaging wise. I feel like almost like I've gotten back to my old way of messaging, because I used to I used to text a lot back when I had more friends than I have now. Like, I only have the group chat and no one's really in the group chat. Like, I have Yaya only, who lives in China now, who's on the same sleep pattern as me, but before that, I was the only one on my sleep pattern. Like, or there was also, what do we call her? The other only was on my sleep pattern, but she also didn't message because she was actually really busy at work when I was not busy at work. So I messaged in the chat, but she would be busy. Right? No, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. She was no longer part of the chat necessarily by the time the pandemic happened, and not necessarily. She wasn't really a part of the chat by the time the pandemic happened, and I got on this sleep pattern, this time schedule. I work 10 to 6:30 in the morning, 10 p.m. to 6:30 in the morning, graveyard shift. I So I am awake when everyone else is asleep, and everyone's asleep when I'm awake. I said that right? I'm awake when everyone's asleep, and I'm asleep when everyone else is awake. Yes, so they're chatting in the chat while I'm asleep most of the time. Or they used to be. Now, K-pop mom's sleep pattern is kind of really off, and like I said, Yaya lives in China, so she's more active with me for the most part. But prior to that, prior to the pandemic, my messaging, I used to message a lot of people and message all the time. And I kind of feel like I've gotten back into that because I have those boys to talk to. Even if it's not really talking specifically to me, it kind of feels like close enough cosplay. That's what it kind of feels like, close enough cosplay. And that's a reference to something y'all probably don't even know about. But yeah, February, full of love. February 1st. The way this year has been, we're gonna make it better. We're gonna make it better. It's gonna be better. It has to be better. I am almost done with my nails, so I'm happy with that. Even if I show you the process or show you what the nail looks like, it's gonna get better. Like all the Junso post message. See, when the biases be active, they be active. Told you. Told you. It's just that now it's now midnight. It's now midnight in Korea. And it's not their anniversary yet. So he's messaging just cuz. Right? Yes, because it's 2-3. It's February 3rd. That is the DKB's anniversary. Not February 2nd. Not 2-2. That'd be giving us too much, y'all. That would be giving us way too much. What do I want to say? When I paint on my nails and I paint on my fingers because I'm not an artist and I don't know how to color inside the lines. And also, both of my appendages are moving at the same time. Like both hands, both fingers on these hands. Like, of course, the person that this company of nail polishes belongs to has told me how to do it better. But I am lazy and I don't want a table. And this feels like me. This feels like the way Alicia should do it. I do not recommend you do it like this, but this feels like the way Alicia should do it. I also I know that I saw that I was missing a chunk on this finger, and I still am missing a chunk on this finger because I did not put polish on it. It's fine. It's fine. I might doll it up with an extra accent later, as in I might put a French tip on these things, or do some lines or crease, some type of design on it, maybe later, just not now. I think this is enough, and we are satisfied. We're completely and entirely satisfied. We're gonna let our nails dry, and we're gonna possibly go to sleep. We don't know. We don't have to because today's our second day off. We just want to do some things around the house and eat and be lazy. Eat and be lazy. Do a few things around the house to be successful with things. But I mean, I feel like I've actually succeeded in life a little bit because I've actually started my February full of love. I will post this. That's what I will do, because this is the February 1st, and we're going to give y'all February 1st. And I will also post all of the podcasts that I have not posted, that I keep saying that I will post, because I talk to myself a lot, and you guys know this. Well, you know if you listen to the podcast. The last podcast that will be posted is from like January 18th or something like that, where it is at least 40, almost 50 minutes long. So yeah, she talks a lot. And you guys know, because now it's 38 minutes in this part of the segment, and the last few were almost 30 minutes. So yeah, y'all welcome. Y'all are absolutely and entirely welcome. Is this how I want to end the first day? I think so. Like I said, I can't do my hair at this moment. That will possibly be on the next one, honestly. Until next time, you guys, today is definitely a day to do better. I'll do better. You do better. And until next time, you guys, 사랑해.